Know that pretty much every single sector of our community has been impacted by the pandemic. How has the Midwest Writing Center been navigating the situation?
So I think we're pretty fortunate because writing is so, you can apply it in so many ways and it translates to so many different platforms. So we've had, I think, an easier time than most. A lot of like readings and things like that all over the country have moved to like a virtual space. So we've done some of that. And then for our two big summer programs, the Young Emerging Writers program, we've been meeting via Zoom the same way a lot of schools and everything have. And it's been working out great. It's not as cool as being in the room with all these really terrific young people, but it's at least, we still get to do the work. And then our writing conference that we just had a couple weeks ago was the same kind of thing. We did everything on Zoom, and it worked out great. So it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, I know that nothing can really replace an in-person interaction, but I think that we're all very grateful that we have the technology to be a fill-in resource so that we can still stay connected. And we actually spoke via Zoom back in May about the therapeutic nature of writing. So can you talk a little bit about that and how you see writing really as a great tool and an outlet for folks during difficult times?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, at any time, I think there's a long track record of people turning to writing and poetry during difficult times. I remember like after 9/11, it was one of the most like search terms on the internet for months and months and months, or poetry was. But yeah, I mean, it can help relieve anxiety. It can help you with focus. It can help sort of like organize your thoughts. I mean, just something as simple as like a to-do list or something like that, right? Writing whatever's going on up here, being able to write that down and kind of take your thoughts and put a little distance between you and them and sort of reflect on them a little bit, whether that's something creative, whether that's something professional, whether that's something academic. There's a lot of research that demonstrates that it's not only good for the mind and the emotions and the spirit, but also there's a lot of physical benefits too. So yeah, writing is a really simple thing that's, you know, I mean, a lot of therapies use writing or different kinds of writing, journaling and things like that. So I think there's a lot of benefits to a simple writing practice that I think most people don't realize.
And Ryan, we've had you on the show for quite some time now, and I've never asked you what inspired your love for writing.
Well, I grew up, my dad was an English teacher, my uncle was an English teacher and a children's author. So I grew up around a lot of books and going to the library, the Moline Library. That's, well, now it used to be the Southeast branch, but now the Moline Library, the only Moline Library. So I just grew up around books, I grew up around writing, and it was just something that always interests me. Music and writing have been kind of like my two loves for pretty much my whole life. And I just kind of stuck with it, and I kept getting more and more interested in it. And my uncle was the co-founder of the Writing Center, and so as that was kind of coming together, I was starting to like wanting to get involved in some way. And it took a while before he was kind of open to that idea, but it's all worked out, I think, pretty well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll let the board of the Writing Center decide that. But it's been really great, and I think I'm really fortunate that I get to do what I love as part of making a living, which is, I think, not always the case.
That's fantastic. You had those influences when you were still very young. And speaking of young people out here who seem to be drawn to the craft of writing, you guys offer the Young Emerging Writers program. Can you explain how that works?
Sure. So it's a 7-week internship. It meets every summer. This is our 15th year. It's our first year virtual. So they produce a literary magazine. It's called The Atlas. We're in the process of doing that right now. We've got 2 weeks left, so we'll have a magazine coming out in August. We do a lot of public events. There's probably going to be mostly, if not all, virtual. We're going to do a showcase with some of this year's interns and some of the staff that we have on July 23rd, Thursday, July 23rd. We're going to live stream that to Facebook. And yeah, I'm excited for everybody to get to meet some of the interns that we've been working with. Some of them, we get about half the kids come back every year. So it's about half new students and then half returning interns. So I'm excited for people to get to see what they're doing, because I tell people this all the time. Some of the best writers in the region are under the age of 18. And every summer you have an opportunity, the whole community has an opportunity to see that firsthand. So.
Yes, and we are actually getting an opportunity to get a sneak peek of one of those interns today as well. Today we have a young writer in studio, and she is sharing a piece of what she has been working on during the internship. Take it away, Christina.
I hope my children celebrate equality like it's an elementary school birthday party where everyone is welcome. I hope they question the world like it's a mystery book that they are determined to solve. I hope they never stop asking why. I pray that when they see something wrong with the universe, they find a toolbox and get their hands dirty. I hope they use their words just as much as their actions, maybe even more. That they see sorry like a Band-Aid and learn not to stick it on every open wound. That they look at life like a song and dance through every crescendo. I hope they map out their entire world with a pencil so that when something goes wrong, they can always erase and retrace. I hope that instead of waiting for change, they themselves become the change. I hope they wipe out every stereotype and label and replace them with the word beautiful. I hope they are still chasing butterflies, even in their 40s, that they write life with colored pens, so that every moment is new and exciting and never fades. I hope they identify money with the word paper instead of success. I hope they never feel ashamed to ask for help, that they are never too old for story time. I hope they are just as proud to call me their mother as I will be to call them my children.
Oh, Christina, oh my goodness, what a beautiful piece. I couldn't help but just stand there, listen, and smile. Truly such a powerful message as well. Can you tell us a little bit about how this internship has been helping you as a writer?
Well, I have a safe place now, and no matter what I write, the people that are there will support me and make sure that it gets the help it needs. So I'm never scared to show what I have to write, and I always feel confident in it.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you have the talent behind that as well to be so confident. We so appreciate you being here. All right, guys, if you would like some more information, you can visit mwcqc.org. We'll also have those details posted on ourquadcities.com.